catching all the clicks. So that means things are working, sounding really loud. Let's hopefully. Hello, hello. Right now, my mic isn't working. No, my mic's working, but my camera is not. So, we're gonna keep moving. I don't want to belabor the issues that keep me from doing what I love to do, which is sharing a bit of the history of Cayman. So, we're gonna keep moving, and I'm going to start looking for stories. All right, so since we're in the month of June, I think it's appropriate that we do cover the month of June. I've started covering some of the stories through the years of June in prior years, but this is year 2 that I'm going to be posting. I took a hiatus, almost a full year off last year. So this is the first time I'm actually going through some of these stories in a full year. good timing to start running some stories again as well. What do we want to do? Do we want to look at some ads to start work with? So this gentleman right here, Norbert Thompson, well-known real estate guy, also known for the shipping industry. Thompson name goes synonymous with shipping. Norbert Thompson's grandfather was the mayor of Key West as well. That's a little known fact for you guys. Well known by the Caymanians who are family to the Thompsons, not well known by the Caymanians who were never privy to those stories. So Barclays Bank, one of the first banks in Cayman. Let's cover that. I don't think I've covered this story before. I'm going to just do a quick search on my Facebook. For those who don't know, I've got a Facebook page called Remembering the Nor'Wester. It is a closed group, but if you ask to join, you will be added. Just do me a favor. If you don't know the answers, just say, hey, I don't know the answers, but Matt said let me in. And if you're not sure why I'm asking for you to say, give me the answers or let me in, I get a lot of bots, I get a lot of randos, and I want to make sure that the group is clean for you guys. So when you go in there, you don't see anything but stories that are adding value to your historical knowledge. That's it. And I don't know, historical knowledge, maybe that's not the right word, but I just don't want to be flooded with spam, dude. There we go. We're working. Cool. Okay, so just before we're about to finish up, I'm going to start copying over some stories. I haven't found anything yet. This Barclays story has not been covered, but I have a feeling this one is going to be a lengthy one. So I'm going to go ahead and start copying it over, getting some of the pictures posted up as are saved as well. What I do is I screenshot them. There is very little reason for me to be doing these in high quality, as these are not for reproduction. These are purely for reproduction online, which is a totally different format of dots per square inch. It's a printing term. And what I screenshot is exactly what you're going to see on Facebook. It's always nice to be able to share some of the longer stories and the ones that cover larger groups of people. This one covers friends that I've grown up with, their parents, which is something that is also cool and bizarre because you're looking at them as kids. And sometimes I just end up finding myself caught into the story, and then I message the friend and I'm like, hey, who's so and so? And they're like, my dead grandfather. evolution of technology, it's helped me be able to do this work, if you want to call it that. I call it fun, I call it learning. Um, but it's all been possible through the evolution of technology. And without that, I would be still here copying the first story, typing it out. Oh, that makes our life so much easier. My life has been made easy. My screen was just tilted a little bit too face forward, and the way I have it is almost level with my desktop. So as a result of looking downwards, I need to have something that, as that's not an ergonomic position, I need to have that a bit angled, so at least I don't have to be doing this to see what I'm looking at. I'm a bit of a goof, as you guys have now learned. A lot of these names are unfamiliar to me, um, but I do find that this story kind of captures a number of territories that Cayman has. So it talks about Cayman Brac and the evolution of the remote outposts of banks that they had placed there. They also talk about, some of the staff that work with them. So I'll tell you some names that stand out to me. The Bothnetwell name always is one that pops out and stands out to me. Barbara Ryan, James Ryan's wife, and that would definitely be who I'm thinking of there. Mr. Autry Foster, fantastic guy. Dale Dacres, another great guy. Felicia Galbraith, I know the Galbraith family. Dr. Roy MacTaggart, well-known name to the Cayman community. He also went on to become the leader of the government when it formed at one point. Ricardo Burgos, that's Ricky Burgos now, and he's a real estate agent. He helped me buy my house. What an amazing guy. Well, helped the bank help me. Nope, he helped me find a house, then now the bank owns it. Anyway, so Barclays Bank actually no longer operates in the Cayman Islands. If I remember correctly, it was purchased or rebranded eventually to what is now known as Butterfield Bank. And many people also know the name Butterfield Bank. A lot of them actually transitioned from Barclays straight into Barclays. And Barclays never personally banked with them, but I've heard some great stories and some funny ones too. They took care of their employees, and they took care of their 7 days worth of stories today, so I don't have to stream for another story for 7 days. But I can at least now move back into scanning magazines, which I'll be doing later today. This session is actually just prior to me going to work, so it's going to be a short one, but hopefully you've enjoyed what I've talked about so far, and if there's anything that you learned from this one and you're going to be on later, save those questions. Some of the problems that I now have, because I've officially dropped the most popular provider for PDF services, the one I'm using right now, it's still in the testing phase. It's called PDF Gear. It's free. It's absolutely free. It's got a lot of AI features, which I disabled a number of, but I just can't get it to work ideally for what I do. See, it missed a letter. It's bouncing back and forth. It's trying to go between both pages when I'm trying to scan through the stories. I'm already on 2 pages. Like, why do you need to go through each page when I'm scrolling? This is going to be one of my favorite parts of the post. When I get to share these stories where people see their families, their mothers, their grandfathers, themselves, that's when it's just so special to me. And this one is just about done. So I think I'm going to set this one to post today instead of the one I previously had set to post today. I like putting through long stories. I like putting through meat for people to review, and this one will definitely deliver on that. So I'm just about to copy the wording over. The Fortunate Isles of the Cayman Isles, eh? What did Mr. Kimball think? What would Mr. Kimball think today? 2-page spread that they did for Barclays, and I'm turning that into a. Oh, that's interesting. This was a Truth for Youth copy that I scanned in part. It wasn't always Truth for Youth, or it isn't always Truth for Youth, rather. Okay, we've got another story ready. I've got to copy the text over from this to give us the full story of Barclays International now. And I've got to move that to the scheduled posts here. What a lovely habit. I always cover my mouth. Not like you can smell morning breath from there, can you? All right, let's take a quick look through, see what we can find here. Then we're going to keep moving. One of the challenges that I'm going to have is I hate how this is making me try to post. Right. There we go. It's slow too. It's not my computer. It's the actual app. It's a bit slow on the response side, eh? I like this story. Result of trust company client's visit. $100,000 bequest triggers a major hospital. Check this story out here. Have dependable pressure to spare with a dependable Deming water system. I'm assuming this is where you had your septic, not your septic, you had a cistern well which was holding your clean water, and then you were going to be spraying it onto your face like that with that pump. Holy cow, that's unreal. So if you notice here, there's a lot of notices that say don't forget to dial the 9. This was when the 5th digit was actually introduced to the Cayman Islands. Before that, it would just be 2020, and then they started doing 92020, 92288, 99461, 97280. I think I'm going to skip here. I don't want to cover this anymore. They used to do these surveys of restaurants so you'd be able to see all of these cool food places. This Janice, I'm going to cover that one real quick. Now I'm going to just about to finish up, so this will be the last one you guys get to look at before I go offline. We'll be back on later today. One more? Alright, let's go. Going forward, all posts happen at 12 o'clock. I just can't be bothered there to post more than I can possibly deal with in a day. So I'm just sticking to that number for now, one per day. It's a attainable number that can be done at any time, and that's what I want to do. I want to give someone something they can get daily. Alright, once again, thank you everybody for listening in.